I am literally blown away by the amount of people that I talk to on a daily basis that are looking to relocate and are coming down here to the state of Florida, in particular the greater Fort Lauderdale area. With that being said, some of the cost of living down here in Fort Lauderdale is starting to increase just a bit. Now, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised that some of the costs that we have down here in Fort Lauderdale are right at or below the national average. So I'm just going to go through a list of all of the expenses that we all have every month, from housing to healthcare to utilities and transportation. Everything about the cost of living in the greater Fort Lauderdale area, and we're going to get at it right now. How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, Living in Fort Lauderdale. My name's Rob Zioli, and I'm a real estate agent right down here in South Florida and Fort Lauderdale. If this is your first time to the channel, welcome. If not, welcome back. We love having you here. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and ring the bell to be notified anytime we go ahead and make a new video. I have a passion for making videos about real estate and what it's like to live down here in South Florida, so if you have any real estate needs whatsoever, my information is popping up down below and you can get in touch with me any way you like. You can send me an email, a comment, give me a call or a text. I would love to hear from you, so let's get right into the video. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go through a list of the expenses that we all have to pay every single month. So this way you're not thrown off guard if you wind up relocating down here to Fort Lauderdale. And don't forget to stick around towards the end. I'm going to be going through an interactive map to show the different areas and what it's like as far as housing and the affordability, because that's actually the biggest expense that most of us have every month, is either rent or mortgage or how much it costs to purchase a home. So you'll definitely want to stick around for that because that will be your highest cost. So let's start out with utilities, which is going to be right around 97% for the greater Fort Lauderdale area. The national average is right at 100, and the state of Florida is pretty much right at 100 as well. So a couple of reasons for that is down here in all of South Florida, we really don't have harsh winters, so we don't have to heat our homes. Even in northern Florida, as you get closer to the Georgia border, it gets kind of chilly, so they have to put on their heat sometimes and use a little more electricity. Obviously different than other states that have harsh winters that have to heat our homes. Down here, we don't have to do that. Now, another reason why our utilities, specifically electric, has been pretty low is that natural gas, which basically runs our plants, has been at, pretty much record low prices for a while now, and especially during 2020 with the pandemic, the usage has been way down. Restaurants have been closed, schools have been closed, so prices have gone down. Now they're starting to go back up again as we start opening up. And also, if you haven't been living under a rock, you'd realize we had an election, and our new president doesn't seem to have the same political views as our last president does, especially when it comes to fossil fuels and natural gas and things like that. So the jury's still out as far as if that's going to raise the rates of natural gas and affect our utilities, specifically our electric use at that time. But as of this point in February of 2021, we're right around 97%, which is still below the national average. Now, as far as your water bill, you can figure your bill to be between $60 and maybe $150 a month. Now, this is very subjective depending on your household, if you live in a condo or a home, the amount of people you have in your home, if you have a pool and you're filling it or not, but roughly $60 if you're in a condo, 60 to 80, and anywhere between 150 and maybe 200, again, depending on your usage and the size of your family. Now, as far as your internet costs, it'll probably be around $55 depending on your provider. We have down here Xfinity. There's also AT&T. There's another smaller provider called Bluestream. Xfinity is probably the most popular one. If you're going to get basic cable, that'll probably double to be about $110, $120 a month. And also, if you add some movie channels and packages, it'll be a lot more than that. Some complexes, or say if you live with an association, they also have contracts with some of these companies, so it will be included in your maintenance, so you might get a cheaper package, but that will roughly be your cost. $55 for internet, and basic cable will be around $120 per month. Also down here in South Florida, lawn maintenance is definitely going to be something you're going to have to take care of. If you're not in a condominium or a townhome or in a development that takes care of that for you, That'll run you about $60 per month, and they come twice a month to cut the grass. Now you can try to do it yourself, like I did when I first moved down here, but during the summer, it's really a chore. So $60 a month, well worth it to have your landscaping done by a professional company. Also down here, a lot of homes have pools. We have beautiful weather most of the year, and especially in the summertime, it's very hot, so a lot of homes have pools. For pool maintenance, you'll probably get a contract for about $80 per month. Not very hard to do that yourself. I always did when I had a pool. They do have a lot of stores that you can go to. You bring them a little, well, they'll give you a little tester to test your water. You'll bring it back to the store. They'll tell you what chemicals you need to stabilize the pool. Then from there, it's just a matter of putting in the amount of chlorine needed for your size pool every month. You'll go back and forth with your jugs every time you need it and fill it up, and you should be fine. Also, I would invest in getting one of those, I think they call them Barracudas. It's those automatic pool sweepers or vacuums. Really helps a lot, especially when we have a lot of rain down here during the summer months and, right around hurricane season. Even if you're putting a lot of chlorine in there, the rain forms a lot of algae in the pool. So having this thing running will take that down. So it's really not hard to maintain your old pool. But if you want to have someone come and take care of it for you, it'll be around $80 per month. So let's talk a little bit about entertainment and leisure. If you want to go out to eat and things like that. Now, if you're going to go out to a restaurant to eat, to say a middle of a restaurant, you could expect your bill for 2 people, 3-course meal to be around $60. Again, this is very subjective. This is not including cocktails and things like that. Obviously, if you go to a more fancy restaurant or a high-class restaurant, it's going to be much more, but roughly $60. If you're going to go out and get some cocktails and be at a bar, you can expect to pay about $5 for domestic beer or maybe $6 for an imported beer. Now, for those of you with young kids that still have to work and they need daycare, you can expect that cost to be between about $45 and $50 per day for daycare. Now, if I look at the list here as far as healthcare, you can see we come in here at 96.8%, which is lower than the national average, which is about 100. Now, this is for the cost of healthcare and has nothing to do with the quality. Now, Florida's healthcare rating has improved over the last few years, up to 37. Now, this is out of 51 states, so that's not really a very good rating. So chances are, where you live right now, you have better quality healthcare than we do here in Florida. Now, the next thing we'll look at is transportation. So on the list, we'll see we're at 133.5, which is well above the national average of 100. Now, the main driving factor for that is our insane and really high car insurance premiums. We are actually number 3, the 3rd highest in the country for car insurance. Now, the main reason for that is what they call high-risk drivers, which are seniors, tourists, and college students that come down here to the state to the many great universities that we have down here. Now, in some cases, you can expect your premium for one car, full coverage, to be about $150 to $200 per month, which is pretty high. So I think wherever you're at, it's probably going to be a lot cheaper than that, so that's something you want to keep into consideration when moving down here to Fort Lauderdale. And last but not least, we're going to talk about housing, which is probably why most of you guys came here. So we're going to go and take a look at an interactive map and look through all the different areas that you might not really know about, because again, housing is definitely going to be your most expensive cost when moving anywhere. So let's go ahead and check this out. Hey guys, welcome back. So if you look here, I brought up a map of the greater Fort Lauderdale area, which will show you all the different choices that you have as far as picking a place that you'd want to move to. And it all really depends on the lifestyle that you want. So right here, if you go all the way east, we got the Atlantic Ocean and the beach. So you got about, I think, 38 beaches all the way up and down the East Coast here. So you'll get a lot of high-rise condos there, very expensive. As far as single-family homes, on the east side, they tend to be older, maybe a little bit smaller closets. As you get further west, homes tend to be newer, maybe bigger closets. It's kind of like more like a suburban type feel. As you go north, you see Parkland up here at top, and as the darker the color is, you see it's more expensive. So Parkland is a very exclusive community, gated. They're still doing a lot of new construction in Parkland right now, but very desirable area, great schools, very safe. Same with Weston here. As you get down further south, you start getting a little bit more diverse, more of a Latin flair as you get down towards Miami with the Cuban culture. So it really depends on your lifestyle. If you see here in the middle, kind of subjective with these areas as far as the cost of living and the home prices, because some of these have 55 and over communities, adult communities, which are much cheaper, so it kind of balances it out. So Plantation, that's where we're at right here where I live, very popular with boaters and fishermen because they have the New River Canal, which gives you ocean access straight down here to the ocean, so very popular with boats. So guys, it really depends on the type of lifestyle that you're looking to live. So if you want to get information about any of these areas or any areas up in Palm Beach or Miami, anywhere in South Florida, we would love to help. But in order to do that, you got to reach out. So again, my information will be popping up down below. If you have any questions, you can send me an email, a text, give me a call, whatever your method of a preferred method of communication is. We would love to hear from you. I appreciate you watching this video, and I will see you guys on the next one.